Welcome back to Father and Son Fix. In this episode, we're going to show you how to change the sway bar links on your Mercedes W211 or S211 4matic, the E320, the E350, the E500, and the E550. Let's get to it. Now, the first step before you want to change these, because you have to torque the bottom bolt when the suspension's in a loaded or riding position, is you're going to want to make some references. We like to use the upper control arm here to make some reference points so we know we're going back in the loaded position. As soon as you jack the car up, look how much the suspension's going to come down, and you can see how far those marks have come off of that reference point. We're going to use those reference points later when we jack up the car on the hub to get the correct torque on that bolt in the riding position. Now, you're going to want to remove these cables, the ABS, the brake wear cable, off of the bracket on the sway bar link there. Remember which one goes on top. You can see which one goes on top from the connection there, where it sits on that bracket. And then also which one's going to go on the bottom. So here is the bottom bolt that we need to get to. You're going to have two 18s there. It's a little bit tight fit. We recommend a wrench and a ratcheting wrench. And you're going to have an 18, a 17, or a 19 on top, depending upon what sway bar link you find when you get there. Here, when we're working on any of these suspension components like this, we always like to use a little bit of juice, some of the P-Blaster there, just to help loosen things up. If you can spray it the night before, it's even better. You let it sit there overnight. And of course, like they say, it works if you work it. Put a little bit more juice on there. That always helps. Okay, now we're on the bottom here, and we've got the ratcheting pass-through wrench on one side and an 18 millimeter standard wrench on the other side. It's actually a little bit of a longer wrench to give us some more leverage there. The pass-through socket is crucial because between the brake disc shield there, you don't have a lot of room to get a standard socket in there. So it really helps to have that pass-through, or even just two wrenches will work. Same thing on this side. It's not giving you a lot of room. You're not going to be able to get a typical socket in there. Now, if you don't jack up on the hub before you undo that bolt, you're going to get a lot of movement here where the sway bar is going to want to move up on you. So you have to be careful when you're undoing this, and you may want to jack up the hub a little bit when you're undoing this bolt. Now, onto the top bolt, you're going to counter hold this with a 6 millimeter hex. It could be a Torx 40. Again, depending upon the sway bar link that you have there, you're going to counter hold that, and then you're going to loosen the nut with a wrench, and that's what your setup is going to look like, pretty much like that. Get the rag out of the way. That was just making sure the juice didn't get on everything underneath there. And look at this old sway bar link. Look at the sloppy movement in that. That's the Vico brand. Really not happy with the longevity of that. It's a wear component on this vehicle, but really that one wore out pretty quickly. On the left there, we've got the Beck Arnley, another aftermarket supplier because Mercedes no longer makes this part. They look mostly the same, except you can see some differences when we get up there near that ball joint. And so we're going to go with the Beck Arnley. You're going to need nuts because these are one-time use locking nuts. You're going to need to get those from Mercedes or somewhere else. We recommend grade 10 hardware. And look at the difference there. That obviously is not worn, and the movement on that Vico was really no good. So anyway, going back in with the new here, just a little bit of thread locker, maybe not needed if you're using the locking nuts like you should be, but for any suspension components receiving a lot of vibration, we like to use just a little bit of thread locker there. Gonna get the locking nut started by hand. You're not going to be able to twist it down all the way by hand because the way that locking nut works is the metal sort of deforms or crushes around the threads with an all-metal style locking nut, which is what Mercedes calls for here. The top nut came with the sway bar link, but you don't get the bottom nut, and you need to replace that bottom nut as well, or else it's going to come loose. All right, you can tighten that one in most of the way, and before you tighten it completely, you'll still have a little bit of room to move it and rotate it, but we like to, before we tighten it down all the way, just kind of make sure it's more or less aligned with the sway bar there at the bottom. And now we're going to show you how to torque a bolt that's difficult to reach with your torque wrench. And here's the important thing. When you torque it, the crow's foot that we're using here on the end of the torque wrench cannot be passing beyond the center point of that torque wrench, because it becomes too much of a lever at that point and you won't get an accurate reading. So you want to have it in line on the same plane where you would normally torque it. And here we're using the crow's foot because you need to counter hold it, and there's no way to do that with the typical socket. So we're going to get a 6mm hex key because we can't even get our typical 6mm socket on there while we're torquing it at the same time. And you're going to want to hold on tight, and it may take a little bit of effort to get to it. And keep in mind, you want to keep that plane even with the head where it would normally torque down to get the closest reading. And what you're going to have here is 95 Newton meters for the top and the bottom bolt, or about 70 foot-pounds. Now, before we go back in with the bottom bolt, we're going to clean that off just to make sure those threads are clean. We get a good bite and a good torque reading when we torque in that bottom bolt. You can reuse the bolt, but not the nut. That's what you need to replace each time. Okay, back to our reference points here. We're going to need to jack up on the hub to get into the correct position to torque this bolt on the bottom because it's a rubber bushing. Now we've got our trolley jack here with a piece of wood just so we don't damage that little part of the knuckle, and that's where we're going to jack up first to bring it in line. And of course, a little bit of thread locker here as well, and you can see just a little bit is what you need. Now going in with the new bottom nut, got to get that to replace the locking nut there on the bottom. Going to get that started by hand. Again, you won't be able to hand tighten it all the way down because of the locking nut mechanism, the way that that bites in to the threads there and deforms the nut. That's why you can't reuse it as well. Now, again, tightening this, you're going to need the ratcheting pass-through or 2 wrenches, and we recommend getting it all tightened up, but not all the way. You still want a little bit of play before you get it completely into the ride height position. And see that? Just that little bit of play there. We know it's not going to be torquing that bushing. Now we're going to bring it up to the full ride height, or down, depending on how you look at it, but really we're jacking the hub up and referencing those points at the upper control arm to make sure we're back in alignment with ride height before we torque down this bottom bolt on the bushing. Same thing here, 95 Newton meters or about 70 foot-pounds of torque, and you're going to need that crow's foot to get in there because it's such a tight space. All right. Just to make our life a little bit easier, we're going to use the ratcheting pass-through here and the wrench just to bring it down right before we torque it to the final torque value, just to make our life a little bit easier, and so we're not using the torque wrench like a wrench or a ratchet, which you're not supposed to do as well. All right, leaving our 18mm wrench in place, now we're going to get in the torque wrench here, and it just fits with the crow's foot on the other side of the brake dust shield. We had to share that audio with it. It's something when you're down there on the ground and it takes a lot of effort. Thought you'd appreciate that. When you lower the hub back down, it will tweak the bushing a little bit. Once you get the wheel back on and back into ride position, it'll be totally fine. Now go back on, of course, with the ABS and the brake sensor wires there on the brackets. And there's a little sort of cutout in the rubber there. You just want to align that with the bracket and then push it in there. You can use a little silicone spray to make it easier. We find it generally isn't too much to just get that lined up and push it in just like that. Remember the top and the top and the bottom and the bottom. Everything looks good here. Everything looks good there. Again, as you see, the bushing looks a little weird, but we'll show you once you get back to ride position, as it should be, because we're out of alignment now, it's going to look the way that it should. Here's just a tip here on your hub when you're going back on with the wheel. Put a little dielectric grease, silicone, or some anti-seize just in those particular areas, especially on the Mercedes. Make it a lot easier to get that wheel on and off each time. Now we're going to drop the vehicle back down. And as we do this, we're just going to go slowly. So again, we don't want to tweak that bushing. And now at this point, though, it's going to go back into straight alignment because we torqued it while it was in that loaded position by jacking the hub up. And for this vehicle, if you're working on the car in your garage, there's not really another way to do it. All right, and there you go. Just so you can see it there, nice and straight, all good. Thanks for watching. We hope this helped you replace your sway bar links, and we hope you have a great day.